Hey y'all, it's your girl Miss Queet, and I am popping in with a quick video. Y'all, actually, unlike most of my videos, today I came here with a direct, I often say a divine mission. Well, I'm gonna count it as a divine mission because, like as always, I always ask for guiding angels to guide my words, guide my heart, guide my actions, guide my tongue, and that was actually the message that I wanted to share with you all today is about the power of the tongue. And the direct message that I kept based on some experiences that I have endured lately. I count it all joy. So, it's nothing negative. And I say all that to say, yeah, I say that so often. I say all that to say, oh man, I should have just said it. Oh, that's what it is. Just because you can say something doesn't mean you should. And let me break it down because, of course, in life and everything is subjective. There are things that, yes, you need to speak up about. Yes, you need to say something, call to action, use your words. And in other cases, be mindful. My bad. I just realized how close I got. You need to be mindful of what you say because you don't know who's listening. And I'm going to take that as an example because you all know for the most part, when I'm speaking on these videos, I'm doing it for myself. And at the same time, I'm doing it to remind you all that there's somebody always watching. And the most important thing, of course, adults, they watch each other. But once you become an adult, you get in, your own mindset. You get stuck in your ways and your habits. But the children are always watching, always learning, always listening. And so, yeah, it kind of breaks my heart because, okay, think about some of you all, the adults who are watching. Think about how you have reacted when you find out that somebody you either liked or you thought was cool with you, your friend, and you found out they was talking about you like a dog. Or either, you thinking somebody like you and kind of find out they don't. They being super fake, smiling in your face. Or, just a general sense of betrayal. You all can see hopefully, you all can see where I'm going with this because I'm trying not to be use real life examples. But I say all this to say, I use, you know what, fuck it. I'm finna use a real life example. Imagine if you heard someone saying that, telling somebody else, you just in earshot, I don't want to be around them. They not fun. They not this. They not that. Nobody likes them. It could be whoever. Insert your own characters. It's your world. Now imagine a child hearing that. A child that's not able to fully process or understand all of their emotions. And then I think about if the child is constantly hearing these things from everyone around them. How do you think that child is going to grow up knowing that or feeling that no one likes them, nobody's on their side, starting with their family? They don't know how to process emotions, and they're looking for an outlet, and they really just want what everyone wants, including adults, you who are watching this. And I guess me, who's creating this, people want attention. People want to be, and not saying that's a bad thing, but people want to be seen. People want to be heard. People want to be felt. They want to be understood. They want to be respected. I apologize. I was going somewhere with this, y'all, because It all starts from somewhere. And I recently was speaking with someone, mostly listening, and they said that they tell them. And I said, I didn't say it because I had said, show them. You literally have to show people how to do things. You have to show people how to respect you. You have to show people how to respect others. That's having your boundaries. You know, words, yes, words are powerful. Words are spells. However, if your actions don't back up your words, it's in one end, not the other. Like, show people, especially children, show kids how to respect each other. And clock it, clock everything. Don't don't think no child is above reproach. Don't think that one child is just special above the other. Clock everything. And yes, I'm snapping. Clock it, clock it, clock it. I don't care who it is. Across the board, be fair, be equal. I often say be kind. And you know, I'm always stressing about be kind. But I'm saying it because with parenthood, with motherhood, with just having a village around your child. It takes a village, y'all. It takes a village. Nobody is going against you. Nobody is going against your child. This is just for the betterment of humanity. And you need, like yesterday, I was outside on the porch. And y'all know, God had to put me in a humbling situation. So y'all know I got evicted. And I be explaining to my nieces and nephews what eviction is and what, like, because they asked me about where are my dogs now. And I have to tell them, you know, and I'm actually proud of myself because y'all on the inside, my heart be like, man, I miss my babies. But I just explained it to them. Auntie Quitta made some choices because, like I said, I'm no victim. Auntie Quitta made some choices. Auntie Quitta was striving for a better life. And Auntie Quitta ended up not having any money. And so when Auntie Quitta didn't have any money, I could not afford to stay where I call home. So I had to leave my home. And I had to give up my pets. And, you know, of course, they asked, well, what happened to them? And I pray they divinely protected. I pray they divinely protected. But anyway, I say I focus. I say all that to say, okay, yesterday, because I'm not in my own home. I'm not, you know, I'm seeing people as I step outside. However, I don't actually know anyone where I am. So I said that to say one of the neighbors was outside with their grandchildren. However, you could tell partly because of like the conversation, they was handling business. And so, yes, of course, she's watching the children. However, I'm there. I'm on the porch. I'm sweeping the porch. I'm working out. I'm doing all kind of things. But there's another set of eyes on the kids. And so, and you know, even though you know the kids are being raised, you know, correctly, it's subjective, but you know they listen to her. And at the same time, like, at one point she still had the door open, she stepped inside, and one of the children went into a place where I couldn't see them. I said, hey, come back where I can see you. Because y'all know it only takes a second for a child to get into something. And then it's like, oh, shit, what happened to your arm? You know. Or at one point, it was a work truck driving by and like backed up literally in front of their house. And the kids was coming down the driveway and pointing, saying, "Ooh, truck." And the truck was still running. I didn't know where the guy was going, but I told them, "Stop right there." They listened. They listened. I was clocking it. And those are not my children. I'm looking to protect whatever and whoever I can. And it just made me feel like I'm a part of the community, because that's the future. They don't know, because what did the kid had ran out there in the street? I don't know. But I was going to check it and clock it before it even happened. It wasn't going to happen while I'm standing there watching, while it's a responsible adult that's there, and the lady is able to handle her business. And at the same time, because, when she heard me, she said something. And she was still out there. And I told her, I said, "Oh, I heard you, but I didn't see you." So I was just, I'm doing my part. And so that brings me back to the first example that I was using, where there have been children who have been able, excuse me, y'all, I apologize, who have been in families or just in general able to hear what their family is saying about them, or what people are saying about them. I've seen where a child has been in a situation, and I clocked it. And even though that child might behave in a certain way that is not approved of society or of others, hurt people hurt people. I've seen where the child has been in a situation where they look like the ones being bullied, or they were the ones being bullied. And even though it was temporary, even though it was a short term, I don't know. Y'all, you just don't know what people are going through. You don't know how children are processing stuff, and sometimes they really just need an outlet. They need the attention. And y'all know, for one, boys are different than girls. They need a lot of them want or need more attention, just in general. And I say all that to say, y'all, there are so many books that tell you, like, the differences between men and women. We process things different. Boys and girls process everything differently. Dudes care more about respect than love, period. And I read, y'all, I can't even remember the book, because I was in the middle of the book when I got evicted, and it got lost with the rest of my stuff. But when I start picking up on that word respect, when I go out or when I'm around people, especially dudes, I would actually hear them. I even heard from a child recently how they feel like they not getting respect. And I'm like, bruh, are you even 10? Like, they care about being respected. And, that's subjective, because that's also subjective. And it's kind of sad to say you stepping on toes, because I asked someone who I did care about, because they was talking to me about a health situation. And I asked them, because it sounded like symptoms of pre-diabetes. And so, I wasn't trying to be malicious. And I just asked in a general way, because you're telling me your symptoms. And I said, "Oh, are you pre-diabetic?" Baby, what I asked that question for? The way they got heated. And I said, hold up. Like, I asked them, I said, because unfortunately, a lot of men, they go to anger first before anything. I don't know why they choose. Maybe I need to do some more research or read some more books to understand And then they call women emotional. Like, how are we emotional? Y'all just throw anger out the window. Like, that is a huge emotion. And violence, and it's like, that's not even the most positive ones. Yeah, you can say something because I'm crying, but I'm crying because I'm overwhelmed, or, just, I've cried happy tears, many happy tears. And I plan to cry some more happy tears. But anyway, I say all that to say anger, revenge, all that stuff, it's an emotion. Like, yeah. Anyway, so when I asked them, I said, well, are you pre-diabetic? And they got, you can see the lines and and I said, well, hold up. Dude, did you think I was trying to be disrespectful? Because I wasn't. And they said, yeah. And I said, no, that was just a question of concern, because a lot of people have diabetes. A lot of people are pre-diabetic. People have health issues. People not taking care of their bodies and not eating proper foods. But I say all that to say, yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, about respect. And even though it's my bad, y'all, my legs start itching. Even though it's subjective, find out, or do you research how others think. And also, I say that because most people don't listen for the sake of listening. They're listening to respond. And I really, I try so hard and do my best to listen, because sometimes people just want to get it out. People just want to talk. And I try to be a listening person for them, if I have the space to do that, because when I have to fill my own cup up first, so I'm not always at the capacity to say, okay, I can be a confident ear, because life be life, and I've had my own struggles. But we got to be more compassionate and use your words for power. Just because you can say it doesn't mean you should. And if it's something that can be said, check the tone and how you say it. And because y'all, I was when I be practicing on my Duolingo. Duolingo send me a check. When I be practicing, y'all, I be looking at different ways that you could say stuff. And I don't know why. I'm just go with hola. There are so many ways you say hola. Hola. Like, you I had a better example, because I be practicing like I don't know what, quieres beber agua. And I just take that one sentence wherever I'm learning, and I flip it so many different ways. And I'm like, people, your intentions of when you say your words. But in order to have a more empathetic society, a more compassionate society, in order to have more community, check the tone of how you saying it, like, and check your heart and your mental space for, like, the message. What are you trying to convey? Because, like I said, energy speaks louder than your words. But your words have power. And the spells. Yeah, my mind is racing. But I'm thinking about, because I was finna go into, like, how gossip is, like, one of the worst forms of witchcraft. And people don't think about that. But it's like, yes, you're using your words. You're casting spells, spelling. And you're using your words to put out negative intentions, negative energy. towards other people, laughing at them, their trials and errors. Like all of that is one. I like to say is not of God, you know. But even though I always say everything, I give all credit to God, the good and the bad. But when on my daily walk of trying to be a better person for myself and for the future and for the kids that y'all need to be raising. Like, I try to speak life into everything. I try to see the good out of everything. I've taken everything basically as a lesson. And I apply. Of course, I feel the emotions. I go through it, but I transmute it. I transmute it into something greater. I transmute it and working on y'all not be finding the lighting. On projects, seeing what else I can do and being mindful of those projects, because the more I have been engaging, like being where all of this has happened, I have been able to have more time being around my nieces and nephews. And I'm more mindful as I'm doing things, because it's like, okay, they're watching, they're listening. You love them, they love you. Y'all respect each other. And at the same time, the projects that I am working on, what would I want them to see? What would I want them to read? What would I want them to hear? What would I want them to engage with? Because they're going to become mothers, fathers. They're going to become teachers, doctors, whatever. They're going to do great things. And I have to be the example. And it starts with everything. With God guiding my heart. God guiding my mind. God guiding my tongue. God guiding my actions, my thoughts, words, and deeds. And y'all, that's literally that's literally what I say and pray before I create these videos. We're building the future. And you know, even though I live in the present. I live in the present. However, everything that I do, every step that I take is building for a better tomorrow. And I think I'm going to end there. Y'all, if y'all made it, if y'all made it this far in the message, put an emoji of some kids. It don't matter. You know, the first thing that popped in my head was the little girl with the little pigtails. So put an emoji of like a little girl or a little boy or multiple, whatever you choose. And throw a heart in there as well. We're building a better life for these babies. All right. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. I'm grateful I got to even make it. I said I wasn't doing no makeup. The most y'all got was some earrings. So there you go. Because I have some other things I need to do today. And while you're at it, I'm going to put the link in the description in the box below. Y'all go on over to my store, HHMQ, Her Holiness Miss Quee. And y'all purchase some things. And yeah, y'all purchase some things. Also, and new merch coming soon. Y'all, I'm working on some stuff. I'm working. The creative juices are flowing. And, oh, follow me on TikTok. Yeah, I love TikTok. I love taking pictures. I need to come up with something, some different strategies. Because, like, I'm not trying to market anything. You know, like, everybody be doing them dances and stuff. What do y'all do on TikTok? Because, like, I have a goal and I have a specific reason for doing TikTok. I'm not just trying to put content out there to be putting content out there. I'm very intentional with what I do. So y'all give me some ideas and let me know what you think. And check out my shorts on YouTube. Anyway, love y'all. I think that's it. Check out my shop. Check out my YouTube. I mean, like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Share this message with anyone who y'all think might want to hear it. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.